This is Webcast 1 Live.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for this post-mortem. Doc, I put something up on my own personal Facebook, just kind of like, because I got asked by a couple of people how I felt, and did this really happen? And like I'm some kind of expert, which I never would pretend to be. We do this as a I think a pretty cool pastime, but certainly we're not. But although look at what all the experts said on this election, so maybe we're just as good as any of those other guys that are paid to do this.
Well, because at least you had the good sense to be nervous.
Yeah, I did. I did. That's after we got done last week. I said I'm pretty confident, but I'm getting a little worried. The last couple of days have been tough. And I'll tell you, when Virginia was looking bad, and I was sitting there, and it was 8:00, and Virginia was looking bad, and Florida wasn't turning as quickly as I thought it was going to, and I thought, oh my God, what is happening? Virginia's got to turn blue, right? It's got to turn blue, right? And then by that point, Wisconsin and Michigan were starting to go the other way, and I was like, this is a huge warning sign. Anyway, so I was completely wrong, so the lesson, there's no good lessons to be learned from this, and I think people are already starting to talk about the wrong stuff. So why did Hillary lose? Who cares? Honestly, I mean, political scientists are going to be turning that over, but she lost because she'd be running for the third term of a Democratic president in a year where people didn't want more Democrats. That's playing up and down the ballot. Democrats are out right now. And
that is not unusual.
No.
It's not unusual.
It happens. I think that the Democrats they might not be able to get ready to go by 2018 for what they want to accomplish, but certainly by 2020 they will. Maybe not at the presidential level, but I said this to you about a month ago. I said if Trump wins, you're going to see just this wave of Democrats because that's how the country just sort of works now. I hope that's not the case. Not that Democrats will get elected, but I hope that we're able to kind of, having an anti-politician maybe do some things that both parties don't expect. I hope that evens that out because it's the goal of this, the end game of this country is not who can accumulate the most power, which is one of the reasons I think Hillary lost. I love Hillary Clinton. I think she would have been an awesome president. But at the end of the day, did you hear a coherent message as to why she wanted to run the country aside from her own personal ambition?
No.
I mean, and she didn't come right out and say, I deserve to be president, it's my personal ambition. But
I think she would have been better off had she done it that way.
Well, maybe, but Stronger Together, we're Stronger Together. That was a reaction to Trump. She wouldn't have had Stronger Together if Jeb Bush had won the nomination. She wouldn't have had Love Trump's Hate if Jeb Bush had won the nomination. She had Stronger Together and I'm With Her. Neither one of those resonated. And they didn't resonate. And they didn't resonate. Not just because
they don't address any issues.
They
don't address issues.
And Trump, God bless him, he didn't talk about specifics. But there's an issue, rightly or wrongly, in this country. And I will not be dissuaded from my idea that the Republican Party for the last 45 years has sold rural and working class America a gigantic lie. But whether or not it's true.
Well, hold on. Let me break in just for a second. The problem is the working class people, not just whites, people, blue collar jobs, people with clerical white collar jobs, have been left behind in this economy. People that live in the rural sector are duped. The Republicans dupe them. We know it. I admit it. The Democrats openly denigrate them.
Yes.
Clinging to your guns and religion.
Yes.
This entire thing. I mean, we've talked about, we've missed the lesson of Obama. This is a lesson of Obama.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, because we have this narrative right now about the coastal elites, talking down to middle America. We live in middle America. Okay. I had folks in my family, I'm sure, voted for Trump. A lot of folks in my family voted for Clinton, and we're proud to do so. But these are the people I represent. These are the people that you see at the clinic. These are folks that we know about, that we were raised with, and I can tell you that, and I've done it myself. Have been accused more than once, or more times than I can count, about being smug and condescending, and sometimes that's intentional, but other times where you just, I said it about, when we had Sam Clovis here, and I was smug and condescending to Sam Clovis. Oh, now he took it better because he's a smarter guy than both of us, and so he's not going to sit there and rise to that. But I was smug and condescending him when I said Trump has no path. You took people for granted in sections of the country that are sick of being taken for granted. Now, we both say, and we both can be honest, that manufacturing the way that it was in the 1950s is not coming back to this country. There are forces outside of any government's control that are going to prevent that from happening. But the Democrats' only solution to that so far has been to say, well, gosh, we just don't know what to do with folks that are being priced out and being replaced by machines. We want to give them some kind of a program to help retrain them, but these Republicans over here won't let us do it, so we kind of have our hands tied. They blame everybody else, and at the same time, while they're saying all this, the guy who just lost his job at Youngstown, Ohio, this 55-year-old steel worker or whatever, the 65-year-old steel worker says, "Give me all the money for education that you want. I'm not going to go back to school. I'm 55 years old, for crying out loud. I'm working at a Subway. It pays the bills. It's fine, but I can't tell people that I built this Subway the way that I tell them I helped build the elementary school down the street from my house, that I lost a finger when I was helping lay concrete at the church across the street from my sister's place. I can't. I'm giving you a sandwich, and I'm glad that I'm doing it, and it's paying the bills, but I don't have any pride in what I do because I got no skin in the game, figuratively and literally." That's what people are saying right now. It doesn't matter if you are a person of color or a white guy or college educated or not. There are folks out there who have been priced out of an economy, and all the Democrats, maybe good-hearted, I don't know, are saying we've got to get you retrained so that you fit back into this economy, and they're saying, I don't care about that. I'm not going to do it anyway. The Republican response to that is, we're going to bring the old days back. At least that's the Trump response so far.
Increasing in manufacturing.
We're gonna try and bring you back into the thing that you knew before, and that is comforting. That is something that speaks to the concern in a way that you got to change with the times. It is a fundamental breakdown in communication between the Democratic Party and the folks that we took for granted for too long. So in saying all of that, it's not just having a job. It's not just having a way to make money and put food on put food on your family, as one noted political maestro said. Yes. It's about having a job you can be proud of. It's about making a living for yourself and having a life that you can tell your children about and pass on to the next generation. That's what people are aching for in the middle of the country. It's about a dad passing on his farm to his son or his daughter, and when those kids come back from I know so many rural folks, so many people that are on generation farms in this country, and I've heard from so many just on the news, but I'm related to some who are so sick and tired of being called non-educated. You have to have a college education now to run a farm effectively in the state of Iowa. You have parents going and sending their kids off to Iowa State to learn agronomy, to learn the skills that they need, and coming back to learn bookkeeping and computer skills and how to run these combines now that I guarantee with my law degree I wouldn't know a thing about doing it. The Democratic Party is not speaking to those people.
No, they're not.
The Democratic Party is not energizing people of color.
No, they're not.
So the question of the Democratic Party, and I don't know how this morphed into what the Democratic Party needs to do, like I can give advice, but the question that the Democratic Party needs to answer now is the big question, obviously, what kind of party are we going to be? But we got to figure out, are we going to be a party that can speak to these core issues no matter what your race is, no matter what your gender is, or your ethnicity, or who you want to marry, or any of those identity issues that the Democrats have been so good at speaking to the last 25 years. We're a great inclusive party when it comes to racial minorities, sexual minorities, and women. That's awesome. And college educated men. That's great. That's all. If that's the party that we're moving to, that's fine with me. Because the country needs to speak to those people's issues too. Does that mean then, are we going to just lop off and leave for dead the working class vote that handed the Democrats power in the House of Representatives for 40 years? Is that gone now? I don't know. I don't know. If it is, we have to figure out a way to speak to issues without them. If it's not, we got to figure out a way to bring them back.
Well, I think both parties have to do a better job of addressing the core issues that make America great. When we get back, I want to talk a little bit about elitism, how it affects the Democrats and how it affects the Republicans. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. We couldn't do what we do without you. We will be back